What's up, you sexy beast, you sexy son of a gun. All right, let's get to it. What's up, everybody? Benji Bruce here with SpeakingLifestyle.com. And in this video, I just want to talk real quick about the first email that you send out to get hired to speak. Like, what exactly should you be doing or paying attention to with this very first email? And I remember a while ago, like when I was just focusing on getting gigs, it was hard in terms of sending the email out because you didn't really know what to say. So it's like you're thinking in terms of who do I contact, like who's the person who hires the speakers, what exactly do I say? And I tried several different ways, and a lot of them were wrong at the beginning. It really sucked. Like in the beginning, I was sitting there, I would email. Well, one, I didn't know who to email for one. That's not a big deal, to be honest. But when I pitched them, I would just send the email and I'd pitch them to begin with. I'd be like, I'm the greatest speaker alive. Here's all the companies I presented for, blah, blah, blah. And I would do that, but I wouldn't get a response. And it took me a couple different changes. Like I had to shift it a few times for me to get it right. And that's what I want to talk about, that first email that you send out. A lot of people do this wrong. They do it the way I did it when I started. Your initial reaction is one like, well, who hires the speakers? That's what you're thinking at first. Like, well, who do I actually contact? It doesn't really matter. I've gone over this with other videos. You just pick out an email. It doesn't really matter. And you just kind of ask them, hey, who hires the speakers? So your first email is basically that. You're literally just saying, you send out an email like, hey, who hires the speakers, or who hires the speakers for your events? That's literally what you're doing. The problem that people have is they're pitching. So you can't think of this as a pitch. Like technically, yes, you're pitching, but you can't think of it as a pitch. You have to think of it as a conversation. So your first email, imagine if you walk up to somebody, you're at a club or Barnes and Nobles, whatever, you walk up to somebody and you're going to tell them what you do, okay? You don't walk up and you don't say, hey, I'm a motivational speaker. I've done events for Remax, AAA, Best Buy, Apple, Microsoft, and I'm a great motivational speaker. I mean, I talk about XYZ. Here's my topics. We talk about just ambition. We talk about motivation. We talk about, like, you're not going to just walk up to a random stranger and just have this huge list in terms of what you're saying. You're going to say like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, my name is Benji. Oh, hey, my name is Jane. Okay, cool. Like, what do you do? I mean, okay, like it's going to be back and forth. And that's how you want to think about these emails, especially the first email. Your first email needs to be very direct and very short. Think about it from their perspective. Imagine someone sends you an email and that email is this long on your phone. Like it's freaking paragraphs. You got to scroll through the damn thing. You're not going to read it. You're going to scan it, see that it's long, and you're going to be like, maybe I'll read it later, whatever. That's it. But if the email is very simple, very short, hi, Jane, I was wondering who hires the speakers for your events, boom. They won't even glance at it because it's so short, they can't help but read it. And that's why it needs to be very short, very direct. Just what I tell people is like, imagine you get an email. Would you read the email that you're writing? If the answer is no, don't freaking write that email. Don't send that email. So start out by being very short, very direct with the email. Now, what I tell people to do is you want to test out two different versions of the first email. The first version is exactly what I said. Hi, Jane. Hi, so-and-so. Hi, whoever. Hi, Jane. I was wondering who hires the speakers for your events. That's it. Done. Close your mouth, shut your mouth after that point. The second one that you want to test out is similar to that, where you just tack on a little bit. You say, hi, Jane, I was wondering who hires speakers to your events. I have the perfect speaker for you guys. His name is Benji Bruce. You can see his videos here on the website. Boom, that's it. Or I have the perfect motivational speaker for you guys. Or I have the perfect sales speaker for you guys. Or the perfect leadership speakers for you guys. And it's that simple. It's 1-2 sentences. Boom, that's it. You don't want to go into this long pitch. You got to remember that the whole point of all of this is to get them to visit your website. You're not trying to convince people in the email itself to hire you. Like you're not saying, hey, pay me 10 grand, pay me 15 grand. You can't, you're not convincing them of that. That's what your website does. That's not what the email is doing. The email is just to start the conversation. So you want to test out two different versions and see which one gets a better response for you. It's really important that you don't overthink this. A lot of people, they overthink like, what am I going to say and all that. Don't overthink it. You want to use a software like Mailshake, Yesware. You want to use a software like that so you can test out different versions. You say, hi, who hires your speakers? And then, hi, who hires your speakers? Because I have a great motivational speaker for you guys. Here's his website. And you want to see, well, which one gets a better response, which one gets a better open rate and all that. If this one gets a better open rate, okay, we'll test this out versus a different version. And you want to test out different versions like that. And it's really important that you don't ask to schedule a call in the first email, or even really, you don't need to schedule a call ever, to be honest. But definitely don't ask to schedule a call in the first email. Don't say like, hey, I'd love to schedule a call with you to talk about your event. Don't do that. What you're doing when you do that is you're asking for too much commitment from the get-go. It would be like you walking up to a stranger, someone you don't know, hey, how's it going? Yeah, my name is Benji. Oh, my name is Jane. Hey, would you like to get married? What? Like that's literally what you're doing when you ask to schedule a call. They know nothing about you. They think in their head, well, once again, reverse roles, okay? Imagine someone sends you an email, like someone that you don't know, they send you an email and they say, hey, I have SEO services. Would you like to schedule a call? I'd like to schedule a call with you to talk about SEO services for your website. In your head, what's going to go on in your head? You're going to think like, oh, this person's just going to try to sell me stuff. I'm not trying to talk to somebody for 30 minutes on the phone just for them to sell me stuff. Like, absolutely not. So you're just going to ignore it. That's why so many people ignore emails from speakers who say like, I'd love to schedule a call with you to talk about your event. Is because you're asking for too much commitment too early on. You can do that later on. I still don't even recommend it later on, but it's one of those where it's too much commitment. So don't ask to schedule a call. If you haven't sent emails yet, once again, don't overthink the whole thing. Send an email, say whatever the hell you want to say in the first email, because you got to get used to sending emails. You got to get used to contacting these events. Otherwise, you're just not going to get booked. So get used to contacting events by sending an email. Don't worry about, oh, did I word it right or anything like that. If you're wondering about wording it, literally use these exact words. Hi, insert name, or if there's no name, don't insert name. Hi, I was wondering who hires the speakers for your events. That's it. Or hi, so-and-so, I was wondering who hires the speakers for your events. I'm a motivational speaker, or I work for a motivational speaker. You can see his website here, www.soandso.com. That's it. That's all you do. Don't overthink it. Send out those emails, start contacting the events. And by the way, if you like the videos, make sure you like it, you comment on it, all that jazz. That way I know to make more videos.